There's a real carnival atmosphere here, mainly thanks to Bernard, who's the first competitor to try and negotiate the 25-metre course. I hope his supporters won't be disappointed. This is going to be very tough indeed. Well, that part looked easy, and so the second heat gets underway. Bernard, one of two brand new faces in World's Strongest Man competition this week. Stasys Mėčius, he's the other, and he will go next. Well, Bernard already having a slight problem, but if you think this anchor looks hard to move, just wait until the next one gets underway. There must be easier ways of making a living. Almost at the end of the first leg of the journey, and he just strolls over to the start of the next one. Now this is a truly massive weight to shift, 230 kilograms. That's about the weight of two Frank Brunos he's trying to drag along the ground. I can't imagine any of our strongmen are looking forward to this event. The grip on the iron loop looks as though it's going to be one of the most difficult parts of this event to master. But I tell you what, Fort Montague hasn't heard as loud a cheer in many years. The crowd are going absolutely berserk. Roll there, he's wearing a gum shield so he doesn't bite into his own tongue when he's making his effort. So that's a new innovation in World's Strongest Man. If he does come to a complete stop, a measurement will have to be taken, and that will be the target for the rest. His heart will be racing at about 180 beats per minute now, and this looks as though it's the end. Referee Doug Edmonds in the yellow shirt, he will mark the spot. Stasys Mėčius must have mixed feelings having watched Roll's efforts. As he said in his interview, he will need a little luck to come through this competition in style. Looking very nervous at the start. Off we go. And look at this, a brilliant start, just demonstrating the sort of explosive power he's got as an Olympic weightlifter. Tremendous determination by the Lithuanian. Almost throwing that one down there in contempt, but how is he going to handle this beast? Well, weightlifters are renowned as having very strong grips, so that shouldn't be a problem, but his relatively light body weight of just 120 kilos, that might be his downfall. He's still behind Roll at the moment, so he needs a few more meters yet. It's a long, long way to the finish. And there's Roll's marker just behind. He's got about 3 meters to go to catch him, but he's had enough. That was a real baptism of fire for Mėčius, and it was very hard indeed. There's the measurement taken. And now Wayne Price strides out looking as if he really means business. He competed in his first World's Strongest Man in Sun City last year, but he didn't make it through to the final. He gets away, but he's not looking all that smooth. Oh, a little readjustment already. Mėčius was away like a rocket compared to Price's first run. Those are the markers he's got to beat on the way back. Throws it down. Now, how can he handle this one? He's got absolutely massive muscular development in his upper body. And already this is beginning to look good. He's tremendously strong. Huge biceps, probably bigger than most people's legs. He's gone past Mėčius, now he goes past Roll. Takes a little rest, so good points already for Price, with only Gary Taylor to come. Well, when it comes to an endurance event like this one, our strong men's muscles really start to burn after this sort of effort. Just losing the grip a little bit there. Now, are the crowd going to see the first man to complete the course? The cheers seem to be even louder than they were for Bernard Roll. He's just got about a meter to go. Wayne Price does it just inside a minute and a half, and that is going to be very tough to beat. I don't think he wants to see that anchor again in a hurry. Gary looking very nervous as we get ready for the World's Strongest Man from 1993. The first event last year was where it all went wrong for the Welshman. Gary Taylor is one of the most dynamic strongmen I've ever seen, with so much experience, but I wonder if he can conquer his nerves today. So far, so good. Throws it down, just like Wayne Price did. And straight on with the next one. Well, that's Wayne's time in the top left-hand corner of the screen. That's the one that Gary will be aiming for. Taking short, sharp steps to get into a rhythm, which is going to take him straight past Mėčius and Rolle. So he's got 3 points in the bag already. That's Coach Mark Harris giving encouragement. And already it's beginning to look a little slower than Wayne Price's time. So when that clock goes past 1 minute 27 seconds, it really won't be worth making any more agonizing effort, because he's in second place already. But Gary is still going for it in a big way. It's so difficult to grab hold of this anchor. But Gary really putting on a big show here. He needs to get the tip of the anchor just over the line. He's done it. He looks absolutely shattered. What a fantastic effort.
Well, that exhausting event puts Gary Taylor into second place behind South Africa's Wayne Price, the Lithuanian. The heart of the capital is the location for event 2, the Hercules hold. With arms outstretched, the strongmen have to support these barrels for as long as they can.
Well, despite the disappointment of finishing with only 1 point in the first event, Stasys Mėčius might just fancy his chances here. Weightlifters always have strong grips, so this might be a good one for him. This is almost as much a battle of willpower as strength, and not an event that Gary Taylor is looking forward to very much because of a history of hand injuries. Mėčius already finding this one difficult. Those barrels weigh as much as a fridge freezer with all your Christmas shopping in it. Well, the grip looks as though it's on its way out. 23.87 seconds, and somehow I don't think that's going to be enough. Well, now the crowd are going to get very noisy indeed. Bernard Rolle walks in, the strongest man for many years in these parts. Calls himself Spinks after one of his heroes, the former heavyweight champion of the world. Those two giant barrels on each arm, and a great big barrel chest approaching 60 inches in circumference. He's going to go past the Lithuanian's time, and he looks in perfect control, almost relaxed. Now that is going to send Nassau wild. Are we going to build up to another one? This is a fantastic effort. If you can imagine your arms about to be pulled out of their sockets, that's what these guys are going through. 46.55. For the time being, Bernard is a star.
Your time was just over 46 seconds, so did you expect that much?
No, I didn't expect that, but the crowd pushed me on and made that possible.
Well, Gary has performed in front of crowds at Olympic Games and World Championships and many strength contests, but I'm not sure he or his family there would have ever heard anything like that last cheer for Bernard Rolle. Now, how much did that last event take out of him? And can the old injuries, not only his hand, but both biceps as well, hold out in the face of a tough target to beat? There's Mamroz in the left-hand corner, hoping that Sun has got things under control. He's going to go past Stasys's time. Oh, now the left hand may have given out a bit there, and all of a sudden it looks like agony. 31.76, but Gary and his supporters looking concerned. Was there a problem?
I've really worked hard on my grip over this year, and the last time I did that I managed 53 seconds. But yesterday with the anchor pull, I pulled a little bit on the finger. I know it sounds like excuses, but unfortunately that's another problem. I just, right hand was fine, but left hand went, just bump, nothing I could do to stop it.
Well, I hate to say it, but Gary's disappointment may turn into a bonus for Wayne Price. If Wayne can pick up big points in this event, he would emerge as an early favourite to go through to the final. Just look at the size of his shoulders and arms. This is a strange event in some ways. Certainly Wayne capable of lifting huge weights in the gym, but the strength required here seems so specific to that grip and the shoulder joints and a lot of determination. He's getting close, he's gone past Stasis, now getting close and shooting for Gary Taylor's time, and he's short of it, just short, so the bonus actually belongs to Gary Taylor, and Rolle can hardly believe he's won.
I thought the 31 was there. I thought I just had him, but well, the end just went. I couldn't hang in there anymore.
So Wayne gets third, Gary Taylor a respectable second place, but a win for local hero Bernard Rolle.
Bernard, well done. What's it like to feel a winner?
It feels pretty good, but I'm in shock right now because I never do nothing like this yet, and it's amazing to just go there and beat all the world champion and those guys, and these guys are good, and it's, you know, it feels very good, you know, and I am happy all the crowd are here supporting me, you know, I feel great.
Not surprisingly, all water sports are big business in the Bahamas. Not as strenuous, though, as the next event awaiting the strongmen. Fun aside, the battle recommences, and event 3 is called the log lift. There's still everything to play for, and nerves are running high.
As they watch the log being set up by Jim and Billy and Jamie Reeve in the centre, Stasis Messias really striding out onto the platform with the weight set at 130 kilos, that's 20 stones. Now, although this man has hoisted over 500 pounds above his head in Olympic weightlifting, this is going to be very different. Up to his chest first, but he's way off balance, and that looks nasty. My goodness, I hope he's all right. Being attended to by Jim, but he seems very dazed. Doug Edmonds, the referee, confirming he's out of the contest, so in comes Wayne Price, who should know the technique for this one quite well. That belt essential to protect the lower back. Now I wonder if there is a problem in the log being perfectly balanced. It certainly caught Stasis by surprise. Price up a little more conservatively, up to his knees first, then to the chest. That was a big effort. He got it. Well, Gary, also an experienced man in weightlifting. In fact, an Olympic silver medalist in the lift you saw, the snatch. This log lift is more like a clean and jerk, which is the other weightlifting discipline in Olympic competition. Almost rolls it up to his chest. Very confident indeed. A good start for Gary in an event which should be his best of the 3 so far, and being appreciated by the crowd. The news for Bernard, though, is not so good after winning that last event. It turns out he's strained a bicep muscle, so I wonder how it's going to affect him here. Trying the same technique as Gary, but not looking as good for Bernard. Oh my goodness, he's out of the contest, and there's almost a stunned silence from his supporters. Sympathetic applause, and the bar rising by 10 kilograms, but Bernard will have to sit and watch, and he's having some major strapping to his arm. Gary giving Wayne a few last-minute tips. These two have been training together quite a lot this year, and Wayne has certainly benefited from Gary's expertise. The weight, 140 kilograms, just over 300 pounds. He didn't quite get to grips with the technique on the first lift. Heaves it up to his chest. Now he must settle himself for the final effort. He's got to get on balance. He gets it up, but I'm not sure he locked out his right arm. I think that's going to count as a failure. He confirms that with a shake of the head and a few signals to the referee that he doesn't think the log is balanced.
The log is very lopsided to the right-hand side. I actually got it locked, but my feet went in the right placing because I was countering for the weight balance of the log. So, I mean, I got my 3 points, and I'm not going to push myself and maybe get an injury.
So you're not going again?
No.
So that leaves Gary, who has had the weight increased to 145 kilos, and if successful, it means his first win this year. Oh, that's very impressive. Who is the strongest of them all, he says, and who are they to argue?
That's it, finished. Don't need any more.
So Welshman Gary Taylor gets the win he so desperately wanted. Wayne is second, and Stasis is still struggling in 4th place.
It's a heavy start to warm up with 135 kilos or whatever it was. There's a lot, and it showed with Bernard Rolle tearing his bicep. Only for the two lads went out, the two Rolle and thing. It was just a matter of me and Wayne messing around and having a bit of fun, really. I got my first win, as you say.
He needs to beat Wayne Price by at least 2 places to keep the South African out of the final. So Stasis has a role to play here as well. I'm sure Gary Taylor won't make life difficult for Wayne, so really it's all down to these two men. This is really another strength and endurance event, similar to the anchor pull. So all the odds seem to be stacked against these two men. I think they've been a bit shell-shocked at times in their first World's Strongest Man competition, but I'm sure that when the muscles have stopped aching, they will reflect and say it was all a fantastic experience. Well, Stasis seems to have got his second win here, and if he carries on like this, this is very bad news indeed for Rolle. The Lithuanian has made quite a few friends here with his rugged attitude to competing with the world's best. But Rolle, well, I'm not sure he's going to get a second win. He looks absolutely exhausted. 14 stones of soggy sand in a sack would normally be small fry for these men. But after the rigours of the other events and their efforts here, it must feel like a ton. So Stasis coming in for his last, Bernard needing 2 more. But I think Bernard may have given it up as a bad job as Stasis ploughs through the water to beat Rolle. A magnificent effort, 129.69. And Bernard must know his chance of being a finalist is gone. So I'm sure these two will have worked out that they don't have to compete with Stasis Messius's time. Economy of effort is what's needed here. As long as Wayne Price completes 4 sacks, he beats Rolle and goes through to the final with Gary, who qualifies even if he comes last in this event. So a bit of an anticlimax to the outcome of this heat, but worth reflecting on 2 men in the final who've got a real chance of taking the major honours, given a little bit of luck. Well, the crowd here are still enthusiastic about this last event, and for these two, a gentle stroll in the afternoon. Having said that, who would want to go for a walk with a 14.5 stone man on your back? And Gary there just looking over to Wayne, even suggesting they might slow down a little. Gary, great friends with Wayne Price, who plans on opening a gymnasium sometime this year in his hometown near to the South African capital, Pretoria. He's very definitely under team orders from his more illustrious partner. If you saw these two wandering around Wandsworth High Street after a training session, you'd be amazed at just how big they are. Together, they're almost as heavy as the 3 men in the front row of the England rugby team. So this should be the last sack, which will mean victory in this event for Lithuania, but a guaranteed place in the final for Wales and South Africa, and the teamwork has really paid off.
At last, Lithuanian Stasis Messius gets the win he's battled so hard to achieve, but it was all too much for Bernard Rolle, who comes 4th.
In contrast to last year, Gary and Wayne delighted to be through. Bernard and Stasis putting up a good show, each winning an event.
Congratulations, fellas. You're both through to the final. Gary, I assume there was a lot of talking before you actually went out there to see exactly what had to be done.
Yes, once again, I can thank the draw for that. All I did beat was Bernard Rolle, and obviously when Messius beat him, I meant I was through. Took a lot of pressure off me. We then talked, and I just kept along with Wayne. I needed to do 4 sacks, give me a bit of company. Wish I hadn't, I'm knackered now. But that was harder than it looked. It really, walking in water is not easy.
Wayne, well done, through to the final as well, and maybe a word of thanks in a way to Gary as well, because I know he's been helping you quite a lot.
Yeah, Gary has helped me quite a bit before the contest and through the contest with a lot of advice, and I much appreciate it. Cheers.
Well, the pressure was on, but Britain's Gary Taylor and Wayne Price from South Africa now joined the defending...
I'll be back.